What's DOSM? On Bike Pump? Play against Tokyo Gods Beloved on Bike Pump. Defiant Shrine Me. I see. I do not recognize that name, but... You know, it's actually taken me a little bit too long to finally... I finally figured it out yesterday. To, like, realize actually how the balls on that attack work. And, like, how to play around it as best as I can. Or, in a good way. Why, you telling me you're not joining on the soccer modding? SMH. You guys won too? Isn't that something Devil Summoner? Or is that a different thing I'm thinking of? Devil Saga. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Why? Come on, you're telling me you're not joining in? What are we gonna do if we don't get every single Touhou character modded into Touhou Soccer? Come on. Ow, come on. I'm tripping. Okay, good, yeah. Listen, I'm only teasing. Oh, we gotta get every character in Touhou Sakura. Come on. Where's my online PvP? Come on. Come on, what am I supposed to do if I can't grind ranked Touhou Sakura? That's why for just being DDW are theoretically possible. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about theoretically possible is that doesn't mean a whole lot until, like, someone actually does it. But at least it's a start. Yeah, the Addy could do, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, just simply adjusting numbers is easy, right? But something like how the AI chooses its things is so much more nuanced. Especially if there's, like, actual effort put into it. Peoples are black magic. They're black magic, and I am Gandalf the Grey, not Saruman. But that's one of the questions about turn-based RPGs in general. And it's always one of those things that's a big question mark, because I think, like, the worst part of most games like that is the fact that they expect you to grind often for hour plus at a time. Maybe not at a time, maybe sometimes you're, like, grinding for 20-30 minutes. But, like, over the course of whatever you're doing across games, it's like, you're spending hours a game, sometimes just grinding, leveling up. And there's reason for the balance, too, because it's like, hey, you know, if you gain XP too quickly, then mechanics. Okay, you know, I mean, there are external factors. I'm just talking, like, traditional sense, okay? Like, there are a lot of games that have their own unique elements that you could argue are better or worse. But a continuous factor across so many games is the grinding. And it's not like I dislike grinding. Like, I'm fine with it. But there are points where it's like the game was really expecting me to be like, oh, I need to level up for... Nice cap. Or nice timeout, not even a cap. Much quicker than yesterday. Or Thursday, for that matter. Because, like, you don't want the people to level up too quickly, because then they'll just easily over-level things. Especially because some people play to explore a lot, some people don't play to explore a lot. If you make people level up too quickly, then you just kind of... Yeah, Devil of Decline wasn't really too grindy. I felt like... The last dungeon of the last game felt a bit grindy of the main game, and then the final dungeon, or was it? It was before that, like, technically. It was Devil of Decline was not that bad for it compared to some games. And this is where a lot of people get the advantage of, like, hey, you know, what if we design our game around, like, leveling is good, but, like, coming in with a strategy and a plan is more important than that. The thing that felt the most daunting, grindy-wise, in Devil of Decline, at least, because I can speak to that game a bit more, is... I'm the greatest? Is the fact that... Like, you have all the Shikigamis, or the Shinigami. What are they called? Shikigamis? I love that mechanic. I thought that was such a cool... I really like how those are done. One of the biggest things, and this is more just in the later part of the game, not really an issue early game that much, is the fact that, like, so much of them are like, oh, what are these, you know, what are these, you know, skills and stuff you unlock later down? But, like, being like, ooh, maybe this character's good, but, like, do I really want to sit there and grind with these Shikigamis? Because it's like, so many of them just, like, are going to get underleveled, and you can catch up relatively quickly, because, you know, if you kill something at super high level, they gain a lot of XP really quickly. And Shikigami stats are more front-loaded than back-loaded, which is good for grinding purposes, but the movesets and skills aren't necessarily like that. So there's a lot of interesting units where I'm like, unless I want to sit there farming, like, just for this, you know, do I really want to sit there and, you know, get Alice up to a good level? Excuse me. I can get my mic in time. But otherwise, leveling-wise, like, really the only issue I had was, like, the Shinky fight. Like, having to level up for that a bit. Like, I did have to spend a fair bit of time on that, but it's definitely not nearly as bad as most JRPGs, honestly. But it's an interesting conundrum, because, like, if you make it so you level up too quickly... Oh, Toaster. Oops, I didn't mean to leave. If you make it at games where you level up too quickly, then you don't want to just be over-leveling things and sweeping through just because you over-level, but, like, if you level up too slowly... You know, I love Labyrinth. Like, Labyrinth, Touhou 1 and 2 are two of my favorite games of all time, probably. Definitely top 10, if not into the top 5. I love those two games. Some of that late-game grinding that they expect you to do, and I'll do it, is questionable. And although I'd say Labby is very extreme in that effect, it's not the only thing on the market that has a lot of grinding. Like, it's like, they definitely have more than, like, anything else I've played, but... You know, and it's a solid complaint that some people have, where it's like, hey, do I want to sit down for half an hour just leveling up? Not really. From Gimmicky, that's also true. Yeah, that's a fair point. I had the one time and I can't do it again. I hit the first time so quickly, and I don't want to get the second one. Gimmicky before the DODW, nice. Like, that's the thing, one thing about, because I'm going to be doing the puppet dance starting tomorrow, it's like, I'm playing with a level cap, so I'm not, like, over-leveling, making everything free like this. But, like, it's gonna be so nice. I'm just adding in a bunch of rainbow candies just for leveling purposes. Just to skip that part of the game, because I don't want to sit there for half an hour grinding up a puppet to, like, ooh, I want to use this for this boss fight. And then be like, hey, it's at the level I need it to be. Wow, that's great. So I can actually, like, play the bosses and the things I want to play without sitting there for, you know, an hour. It's also weird in some games where I'm like, okay, you know, I want to catch something up on levels, I want to get to some skill or do something, right? But I also don't want to, like, over-level. Because I'm not, like, the most hated of, like, you know, being too strong for a boss, but, like, I love doing bosses, and it's like if I'm just sitting there like super over leveled for fights, it's like I don't care for that. I want to do a boss fight at a point where it's like it's tricky, but I can do it. It's like, hey, I need to level this thing up, but then I also feel bad, so like, hey, am I over leveling? For Bandit EXP, yeah. There are a handful of games with this, and although it's not perfect, I know a handful of different games where it's like, okay, you know, it takes your level difference compared to the opponent, and it kind of determines how much XP you get, which is cool. I like that. So it's easier to catch, especially in a game like Devil of Decline, where you get the Shikigamis, especially later in the game, and they're level 1, you have to catch them up. It does help that a lot. Yeah, and to this regard, one of my favorite additions in a game that I played is Xenoblade. I've talked about Xenoblade plenty, and because I love Xenoblade, but one thing specifically that I really like is you have your XP. The original didn't have this, and then when 2 came out, they added this, and then when 1 got remastered, inevitably, they re-added it into 1. Unfortunately, it's not in X, or I don't think it's in 3, but it is in 1's Definitive Edition, which is phenomenal, is the ability to open up a level menu and down-level your character as much as you want. Based on, you know, you choose to get your level ups from here, but all XP you gain from battle is automatically added to your character, or automatically added to the characters. But all XP from quests is added to like, I'll call it the camp menu, essentially. That's kind of what it is from Xenoblade 2. Where you can go in there and, like, use those levels if you want. Use that XP if you want. But you don't have to, and then inevitably they added the mechanic where you can backpedal it. And this is one thing I love, because I love Xenoblade 1, and I've gone to 100% that game like twice at this point. I love doing that, but one of my biggest issues when it was back when I was doing it on the original is the fact that if I do that, I just generally end up over-leveled for everything. Except, like, the post-game content. The post-game content, no, but, like, generally speaking, like, everything, and, like, the super bosses. But, like, everything else, I generally just end up being kind of over-leveled for. Like, I get to a new area, and I'm just kind of, like... The hardest things are, like, maybe a little fair, and everything else I'm kind of just breezing through. But with this, I can not get, like, all the excess XP that I don't want. And then I'm like, hey, I want to do this fight. And, like, because, like, there's a lot of unique monsters, which is kind of just, like, boss type. They're not, like, major bosses, but they're kind of boss-like. They're a lot stronger than the normal enemies. And I really like fighting them at, like, at appropriate level. Drop myself 2 to 3 levels below the enemy. And it's fun to try actually, because then I have to, like, plan and strategize around the fight. So, and I can change that, you know, depending on whatever I'm fighting. Love that mechanic. Expecting skill trees, yeah. Permanent stat decisions and stuff, and skill decisions is a little annoying at times, depending on how it's done. But I definitely do agree a bit with that skill tree aspect. On a different game I played, talking about Artificial Dream in Arcadia, one thing I really like is that... And you can unlock this pretty early in the game, like before level 20, I think it was. With Byakuran, because like every time you level up as Sumereko, you get to like choose your stat increases. Like choose like what stats to put points into. But like at any point in the game, you can just go to Byakuran and reset your where you put the points and put them in whatever else you want. Hey, I'm building myself very physical. Hey, I want to make myself bulkier. Hey, I want to do more magic-oriented stuff. You can switch that around. Love that type of mechanic. So I 100% agree with the skill tree idea. Respecking is nice, and just a variety and choice of what you can do, especially at any given time, is always so enticing. I get the pet Sapphires off the Tri-Physical Patchy. I'll hopefully get to it at some point. So we shall see. Hello, Picknut. You know, I got my timeout in this. Why am I still grinding it for? Georgie, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I am practicing Mop. Blech. Although when it comes down to like choice in games, you know, you always have to be careful that, because like if something's too good, then like it just, when there's so much out there, so something might be like way too broken, too good, and then it also just kind of feels bleh. Like, oh, look at these cool things that are either like broken, they don't work. I'm half looking at you, 3 Peso, and your and some of your cool skills you added in that don't work as intended. Yes, hello, Fama. Labby 3, any day now, surely. Surely. Ooh, speaking of Labby 3, Danmaku, I had another question I thought of the other day. So in Try, like, from what it looks like, it's supposed to be like, hey, you know, the information regarding bosses, stats, and everything is supposed to be a lot more accessible in game instead of like, okay, use the wiki for it. How, and at least the demo, how does some of that look? Like, how easy is it to, like, find this information in-game? You're looking at the demo? Do you, like, let's just say boss information. Do you get access to this, like, mid-fight, or is this one of those things that, like, you know, if you fought it once, beaten or lost, you can kind of, like, look at it in the bestiary and it tells you all the stuff? If Richie does anything. Even, like, the upcoming fight? Because that's what I'm curious about, like how that's gonna boss power. Oh, that's okay. That's sick. Hello, 11. So I think that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. Because my biggest complaint about the first two games, I never had it in the first game because I was always using a wiki. But in the second game, is that like there's so much of the game that makes me be like, I just want to use, like, the wiki while I'm playing the game. Like, do I really want to sit there and guess how the boss is going to work over and over again? Knowing that half of these bosses play in the fact that if I guess wrong, I'm just going to lose. Look at you, triple orbs. What is this? Oh, I see, I see. I can't read Japanese, though, but... Oh, Mei Ling early game, ugh. You know, I say that. Mei Ling is actually an interesting character in Labby 2. I think in 1 she's super boring. I know the company has half a brain to think of. That's because most companies that make turn-based JRPGs aren't thinking of the aspect of, okay, how do we make things like... They aren't necessarily playing for the people, like, potentially me, who want to sit down and strategize a fight for, you know, 30 minutes. And, like, the favorite part of the game is literally, like, planning for fights with hyper-convoluted strats. That's why I like Labby so much. Because, like, I can do that. Because I feel like it's so much more fun to do that than in most JRPGs I played. Not that I dislike them in some games, but... Bro! Like showed in the other lab. To be fair, Void... The idea of Void did not exist in Labby 1. It's only in 2. But yeah, they never talked about it. She developed this game the entire this year, this shoulder. Well, to be fair, you kind of do get that when when some of the people who design this stuff are the ones who are like, hey, I want to make something for, like, me, right? For, like, this type of game that I like. So you get, like, I'd argue a lot more specialized, like, game designs that can have some major oversight issues at times, can have some major design flaws. But also, they play, hey, you know, this is the type of thing I would like to see in this game, and then you can make it into the game. That... Especially if you're in big business with this type of thing. It's like, there's no standard for it either. So it's like, who's gonna invent, oh yeah, let's publicize, you know, information on bosses. And some people get really nitpicky about the opposite to this. Like, some people don't like knowing what's coming up. Some people really like looking at everything purely blind and, like, learning off of that. Trial by fire. And that's kind of been the industry standard for a long time. It's like you walk in and you react in the moment. Oh, here's this big cool attack out of nowhere. Oh, that's such a cool attack or something. Like, also, a lot of these games pride themselves more off of story, right? Plot, you know, it's the experience. It's the experience as a whole that you're after. I'd argue the labbies, and I mean, try supposedly more into the plot-heavy department, but, like, the labbies and, like, Devil of Decline, right? I'm there for the gameplay. That's why I play the game. And that's why I play most things nowadays. PS2 MU, yeah. I remember when I played FES, I spent a while trying to get shenanigans working on the PS2 emulator. I absolutely did. But that was an experience. You know, I did time this out, but, like, I timed it out so quickly, I was like, I'll do another timeout. I shouldn't have. It's the LNN. Yeah, I'm totally getting the LNN today. That's what's gonna happen. The deck is quite enjoyable. There we go. Good story with good gameplay, yeah. I'm not saying like the like the Devil of Decline story I thought was fine. Like, I liked it. It's not like it's like, oh, this is so super engaging, but I like it. It's like, hey, you know, to hit your plot points, and then we move on. Like, don't throw you in with no context and nothing and just pure gameplay, but give me some more. I mean, I play plenty, and I will continue to play more. Absolutely. As time goes on. Fantasy or Flower Good So Good? I don't know either of those. I don't know if I've even heard of either of those. Like, the thing about doing the playing Touhou content, especially when I'm playing main game content as well half the time, is I'm just not running out of Touhou content. Like, that's never an issue I'm gonna have. Like, I'll keep playing Lost Branch twice a week. Who knows, maybe at some point I'll go to once a week, but I quite like it. I quite like it at twice a week. It's not that I like it and I want to keep playing more, but it doesn't burn me out of the game. And otherwise, it's okay. I do like the hardcore JRPG thing, and then I do some other game. And when it comes down to like the turn-based RPG, like that style, it's like I've just got so much content there that I can do that like I'm not concerned of running out. It's like I want to do the puppet dance Nuzlocke. That's faux show. And that might be something that I do for a bit, leave, and then return to it, depending on how like reasonable it is. And then there's also Fantasy Maiden Wars, whenever... Because there's that like complete edition or anything that's on the radar. Whenever that, whenever that drops, that's something I definitely want to play at some point. No, last second. Flabby Try, obviously, whenever that drops, I'm gonna want to play that. And that's not even including like games that are already out. Other games I haven't played that I want to play. And one thing I like doing in games that I have played is challenge runs, like the Puppet Dance Nuzlocke, and potentially other things in some of the games I've played. I guess the question is then on the other side of content with like with the more fun and casual like fan games, like I'm doing with my Ace Attorney right now. You know, how much do I got there? But like that list is also very big, right? I guess the question is, after I finish all the Ace Attorney games, what am I going to go do next? I already did soccer. Don't worry, the soccer mod will be out. Faux show. That was a really bad line to go through. I think like that. I did mostly say that as like a joke. Like I'm not expecting by the time I'm done with them there to be major progress there. I mean, major progress in like a playable manner. Where's my Misty's Izakaya 2? Kick-Ass a JRPG? I mean, yeah. Generally speaking, I'd argue it's turn-based. Not streaming that game, though. Don't worry. Do I know Izakaya mods? Good question. Maybe it's just because the fan base that it exists in Maybe it's like 3 peso where it's so hard to modify content based on the coding? I don't know. Even modded? Probably other characters. Like, add in some other, just like, you know, people that can visit the izakaya. Give them a spell card, give them their own taste, give them their own dishes or something, like... Tokyo to Mistia, yeah. It might just be because Mistia might be hard to, like, mod stuff into, and also just the, like, the people who play it aren't as, like, committed. Maybe that's not the best way to put it. I don't know, when I see games like Devil of Decline, and Labby, I'm like, oh, these are for, like, the hardcore dedicated people of this genre. Well, Misty's Izakaya is in itself a very chill and lax game. So I don't think it necessarily attracts that many people as much. That being said, you know, Stardew is a modding extravaganza, so that's only partly true. Played Luna Nights? No. I don't... maybe I'll play it eventually, at some point. I have no real short-term interest in playing Luna Nights, though. It's not... I've got it before, but that and, like, the... There's the other Touhou, or Metroidvania type of game. The Touhouvania ones. Cool games. They're not my type of game. Maybe I'll play them at some point, but... Ooh, now that I think about it for casual, what I actually should think about is Spell Bubble a game you can actually, like, stream and, like, not get in trouble for streaming it? Yeah, that's the question I have. Like, I'm not getting revenue on YouTube, so I don't really care that much if it gets demonetized or something, but, like, you know, is there a copyright issue with something that would be a problem? Because there's the other newer rhythm game, too, that's a bit more traditional. That's Curious. I had, like, one good run to this, and then I'm just struggling. Satori song? Oh, yeah. Like, there are games like that that are definitely interesting, but, like, the question is, like, how big is that game? How long is that game? Right? It looks like a cute and fun game, but, like... Is that a game I play once for an hour? Or is that a game I play for, like, a couple weeks? Or 3 seems that much. It's okay, at least that's more than one. Where's my Touhou Golf? Where's my Touhou Golf game? Go puzzling. Isn't there, like, a Touhou, like, Mahjong game? I'll do my Mahjong, however you want to pronounce it. Nope, that's literally what I was just doing. Or you do the stupid, goodbye, Mr. Devil for the busy person. Yeah. Maybe I do that at some point, but... at least know a little bit about those games. I don't think they're great if I've already... I don't think they're great if I've already seen a little bit of them, at least. Oop. What was that accidental mic? That was a bad series of events. I mean, purely intentional. What the fuck was that? What the giggity giggity? Oop. Satori Komeiji, a cute puzzle game. Damn, that was a pretty good time there, too. I mean, I did deserve to have died previously due to my one root cross. What have I done? problem is I should probably spend more of my time practicing on, like, Hina, but, like, I just have so much fun on this spell. Oh, I had the first movement. I stopped. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit of stage 4. Luigi, and I'm not that high, but I do have to go hop to the Louvre first. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let me... Much. Nice. Hi. Oh, panic. Luigi, you're such a problem. I can't get 3 in a row. I can get 2, but I can't do 3. Dying on the first wave is really sad. Dying on the first wave is really sad. Ah, that was the second wave.
Come on! I can't get 3!
At the end.
Come on! The 3 in a row is so elusive. No! Yeah, I can't do 3 in a row. It's not humanly possible.
Yeah, it's been an hour practicing Waluigi, that's what it is. Oh, Simon. Way too much time down there.
I just can't. I can do 2. I can do 2. I cannot do 3. That crazy, yeah. I can't. It's not. Ah. Ooh. Momiji, you are such a problem. Such a consistency problem, to be precise. Like, sometimes... Like that right there, she is perfectly fine. She's not particularly a problem. Dude, sometimes she just goes off and she's so nice. Ah, the curse. This is the limit of my humanity. The inability to get 3 in a row of Momiji. Time down. Holy moly, we did 3 in a row. Four in a row? Five?
This is the one where you should go south, though. Yeah, it's every third attempt to go south. South.
Nice.
Damn, Saruta cross into Storm Day? Both time out? Oh, I tripped up at the end. Whatever, I did the 3 main spells in a row. Timed out? Question mark? Did I finally correct the code on Storm Day? Nope. But you have some ice cream? Yeah, you can go have some ice cream. You've been good today, Cinnamon. You can have some ice cream. Only a spoonful. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some water and then I'll do a handful of runs. This is the Street Fighter stream again? Good one. Okay, let's go see my bumper. Let's go see my bumper crop. Reported. I read that whole thing. I'm not gonna read it aloud though. Ice cream stale? That's your own fault. You should have eaten it sooner. 3 months old. No, yeah, well, that would explain it, wouldn't it? Crazy. Ooh, hitboxes. Yeah, Hina, my beloved. Cone has the consistency of chicken meat. What are you eating? Bro, oh, come on. It's always Hina something. Boop-a-da-boo. Act human. Neat. Ah, bah.
Hydro Camouflage is the easiest attack on stage 3 confirmed.
Right.
Certified bumper crop. Again!
Go away from me, Bumper.
Neat.
A human. It's wild how much just, like, not dying, you just get so much score. Neat. But design board's basketball design? That's a good question. Any emo of Divine Virtue's a Wind God with the emo name just bad spell design. Oh, it's a super, super hyper aggressive illusionary water. Terrible. We play out of it. I never throw. Okay. I'm actually starting to pick up these paces now. That's nice to see. Now, let's save it. I sure did. I glanced at it earlier this morning, kind of like taking a look-see at it, taking a look around, but I haven't, like, really messed with it yet. But I opened it up, I looked at it. Cheating, yup, you got me canceled. I'm doing a playthrough with modified rules. Someone should cancel me. I need to go tap left, not tap right. Oh, that's a really, really bad time to die. Piss, but I was just not even paying attention. Game mapped within a day. Yeah, that's totally going to be possible to have the game mapped within a day. Comprehensive flowchart and I beat the game super quickly. Yeah, that's gonna... That terrible line. Why would I even think to do this? Oh, that was so bad. Almost a really good stage 4, and then I shat the bed. You map by now? No. Well, I can't even map the game because I don't know what I'm gonna get to play with. Like, that's one issue. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna have to be dealing with. Shinky Starter. You know, I guess Shinky Starter. Like, does that solve everything? Like, Shinky's cool and all, but, like, how does that help me against Miko? Oh, base 600 stats. The only character in the game with base 600 stats. Ooh. Is allergic to Stinky? Ooh, for now.